I want that trophy case, right? It's like, oh, you know, I got like most improved in swimming, and then I got like an MVP baseball and trophy. And you just write on a piece of paper, I beat CLG and TSM on land. And you're like, yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. Anyway, guys, we are into the game, of course, as you can tell. Good Game University on the blue team, MRN up on red, and they are leaving their bases.
That is definitely a good start to the game. All good strategies start with leaving your base.
Good. Good for them. Good for them. And let's see where these guys go, of course. GGU. Flag toss going to spot them out a little bit. Not too much has happened just yet. MRN, of course, waiting around on their right-hand side.
So we got one early defensive ward out so far. The rest are being held onto. The longer you can hold on to those, the better, because both of these junglers, like I said, are very early gankers. Except for the last showing that MRN had, actually. Claky went farm heavy and actually bought a lot of pink wards to counter ward instead of doing the early jungle. Look at Nintendo. Scar was actually complaining about this yesterday. If you turn into a spider, the little babies, if you're right next to a wall, they'll walk all the way around that wall and give you vision of the entire inside of the jungle. So neat little trick there on Elise for new Elise players. You can get some extra vision at the very beginning of the game.
It's a pretty cool move. And the thing is, like, you said Scar complained about it. I mean, you got guys like Jarvan.
Because he's not playing it.
Oh, of course, yeah. He doesn't play Elise. That's actually up to his teammates to do that. But basically, like, you look at people like Karthus who can Q brushes and Jarvan can throw flags. Like, brush checking is not unheard of, right? It's not like it's an Elise-specific thing. So I think it's a kind of a fun thing here. Anyway, we're seeing the Wolves being started out here. Zion Spartan getting some help from Jinte. Mega Zero getting help from Echo. So both these top laners are really being given basically leashes on the jungle to get some extra experience. Actually, every side lane is grabbing XP here, and the junglers are left to fend for themselves until they start the buffs.
Yeah, this is pretty common nowadays. All three of the mini jungle camps being taken simultaneously at the beginning of the match. Either you're taking one of those camps, or you're trying to stop your opponents from taking it so that they don't get the advantage. And that also means that the early ganks from junglers have been more prevalent. But Mega Zero, we can see again, starting with the red pot, even though he's not on Renekton, he's always ready to fight, especially against other assassins that are melee, like Fizz over here for Zion Spartan.
Yeah, that just tends to be the new trend. Like, everyone's just buying that, especially on these melee guys. And the thing is, he's fighting up against Fizz, who has a healing debuff. The Elixir heal bypasses healing debuff, because it's plus health,
yeah,
it's not a heal.
It's not a heal, it's just like more maximum life. Boom!
Yeah, so he'll get the health from that. Nintendo, really early jungle clears here. Had used his smite on red buff, and he's going to have to DPS the blue himself. You see Jinte up in the mid lane, up against Echo. 8-8 right now, they're in an equal matchup. The top lane, actually, 12-5. Zion Spartan is well ahead here.
Yeah, and he got the level 2 slightly before Mega Zero, so that was a huge benefit to him. You can see he's level 3 right now to Mega Zero's level 2. And there's actually no wards up top yet either, which was kind of surprising to me because I just talked about the early ganking of both of these teams, and especially Claky D on Jarvan. He could make his way up there pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it's like at least, and we've actually seen Fizz do this. He can dodge the flag toss.
He's
knock up
great.
with E.
His ability is literally called Playful Trickster. Like, he's all about just playing around with you and trolling you.
Actually, I think the comment that Riv made from The Office a little while ago was he like watched a Fizz team fight and was like, guys, I thought I have a great idea for a Flash game. Fizz Olympics. Because he like pole vaults, like he jumps around, he's got a little like he does so many acrobatic activities just moving around the battlefield that I feel like you can make a pretty good mini game around just Fizz being just dexterous.
I like the idea of those, you know how the police, when you're trying to get on the police force or something, they have the bad guy things jump out and the old lady ones jump out? Yeah. So we have something where you're like on Murder Bridge.
Which one's the bad guy?
With Ash, and there's Teemo, of course. He's always the bad guy.
What?
So you shoot the Teemos, and then you let Draven go away.
Why would you do that? Why would you shoot Teemo?
I'm sorry.
Besides, wouldn't he be standing still for 3 seconds and be invisible?
General consensus. No,
general consensus.
They have to pop out.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay, he's moved. Okay.
That's
a good point.
Awesome. We get back into this game.
All right, yeah, match with a random DC. Got himself back up in here. Zion Spartan. Again, we're seeing these guys in the top lane. Now we're seeing the bottom lane. And I actually wanted to bring up this one as well, that right now, although a lot of it's because they're pushing the lane, that Heartbeat is winning in minion kills 17-10. This is one of the things that Tristana does. It's, you know, is the explosive shot just allows him to push lanes so quickly.
Yeah, it actually forces him. It's not just allowing him to, so you have to. So it's a kind of predictable play style. But though he's winning in minions, GGU has 3 biscuits on their team. I'm going to have to give the advantage over to them.
Well, you saw in the pregame video for Dignitas versus Complexity that Cutie Pie said, well, maybe they won't feed me very much, and I'll be in bad shape. GGU took a lesson there and said, we're going to make sure we bring in some extra food to this game.
So that really just tells that all three of these champions went at least halfway into the utility tree. As we see Nintendo making a good use of the repel, but he does miss Cocoon, so that's going to be a failed gank for them.
All right, no moves made just yet. Of course, he is standing on top of a ward. No, there is a pink ward here for Bloodwater, but he's not going to use it in that brush, so Nintendo just going to get spotted. Walks his way out. The minions, though, have been tied back up. There we go. A fight between Mega Zero and Zion Spartan. Zion not even taking any damage, and Mega low on energy will not go for a fight just yet.
Mega playing it very defensively, immediately throws down the Shroud instead of trying to counter with damage.
Yeah, he's just kind of on the back heel. You can see him 9 minions down right now. I gotta say, you know, Zion Spartan, he said, when I'm back in top lane, I'm gonna do well. Right now, he is. Clickity's looking at the bottom lane. They've got a vision ward down there. They will not see him coming in.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't come through the lane, they have that single lane ward over here, but there's not much he can get bottom, so he can get a flash maybe. I mean, you're not gonna...
I mean, he pink warded it. Like, he's planning on ganking that. He was expecting there to be a ward that he would clear, but there's no vision. The bottom lane is actually pushing out, though. GGU are going to counter push this automatically because their wave is so much larger. If they don't back right now, Jarvan will get behind them.
A bit of patience pays off, and he's going to get in position.
All right, let's see what they go for. It's going to be a stealth from Mashme. The knockback from Bloodwater keeps Clickety from going anywhere. And look at the counterattack. He gets completely pushed out of that one. Not even a summoner spell burn for GGU. Great reactions there.
So I was thinking the only thing they could get would be a flash, but they don't even get that. And also, Claky gets chunked down a huge amount, so he's going to have to go back to his jungle and lick his wounds. If he defends this middle turret with that low life, they might even try and do an they won't do an early dive. Jinte has no mana.
Yeah, but Nintendo made a really good move there because he actually went and stole away most of that Wraith camp that you saw a second ago. He saw Clicky at the bottom half of the map and said, I can steal that away, no problem.
I love that aspect of being a jungler. That's one of my favorite parts about it, is that it's a lot like a poker game where you have to react to the information as you get it. You're really playing, ooh, another missed ult. I have to say, people ban out Fizz against Zion, but in the LCS, his record for hitting those ults is pretty dismal.
That's unfortunate for him. We'll see if he ends up landing one. I mean, I guess he was expecting Mega to still be in the cloud, and he just wasn't there anymore. Things getting last hit. We're going to check back up at this top lane. Now only a 7-minion difference, so it's closing up, actually. Despite that early lead from Zion Spartan, the gap is getting smaller. However, he's going to make his way back to buy. Clickety walks right by a ward, knows he's not going to get a gank out of this one. Turns right around.
So at least this time around, Claky's not sticking around and standing on the wards. We've seen that backfire many times and him get counter-ganked and then get behind early. He hasn't had any successful ganks, but at least he hasn't paid for it with his life. Atomic gets CC'd.
Oh, wow, the double sensor there has to flash away, but the repel is right on top of him. It's going to be enough damage. Yeah, almost. Mash me one more attack. That's going to be first blood. And there we go. Nice pickup there for GGU.
The worst person for Marn to get that first blood is Don't Mash Me. Now the early advantage for Twitch can snowball very easily. They are also pressuring this turret, so even though we haven't seen the switch into the 2v1 lanes, they might try and get this one down quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some good damage on it. They're running a little bit low on minions, but have a reinforcement wave coming in right now. They are staying around. Some very good damage here. Turret down below half. They are sending Jarvan down to support this, a 2-on-3 potentially. And it's still taking more and more damage. Heartbeat's there. Clicky D is there. Nope. GG will back off.
All right. A good amount of damage, though. Now Zion taking an ignite.
Yeah, Mega Zero's actually burning a lot there. He's going to ult in. Will he go for that one? He will! Oh, the playful trickster! Mega flashes for it. He lands the basic attack. Just enough mobility there for him. Nice escape. And the Shark just came up for Zion Spartan.
Both of those solo top laners really wanted to go 1 versus 1. They had enough of these 2 versus 1 lanes. As we see a push scan. Nope.
Yeah, nice attempt there. Really smart choice by Atomic N to come back, say we have no vision. He rewarded the brush, the first thing he even did right there. Mega did burn his red elixir on that dive, but heck, even at level 6, the consumables worked out quite nicely. See what we got going on in this bottom lane. Equal fight right now.
I'd be interested to see if Elise actually upgrades into the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, the new and improved Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, because he actually added on the reduction to the smite timer, which is really good. You actually get a lot more gold if you also use the mastery that increases, you get 10 gold when you use it.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice bit of little glitter reduction right there. We're seeing Zion Spartan now himself in the top lane, farming it out once more. 50 to 53 though. The extra kill there for Mega Zero gives him a Bilgewater Cutlass instead of a Sheen. A bit of a lead for him.
Still, everyone's holding onto those biscuits. Usually that's an early game sustain before, so you don't have to go back. But they're keeping it in their pockets so they can stack up that regen for maybe the critical fight or something.
They're saving it for a rainy day, I think. They're not hungry just yet. Of course, we cater lunch for all these guys here at the LCS studio. So maybe 30 minutes into the game to get... I mean, last game we saw was an hour long, right? Vulcan versus TSM. At that point, you start to get hungry. So
Nintendude is level 6, and he's coming up to the top lane for a lane gank here, though. Can they prey on Mega Zero's aggressive... Ooh.
He's trying to jump away. Of course, nice damage from Zion Spartan. There's the shark. He's going to land it onto Mega Zero. He holds back around, trying to dodge. He just simply is not able to. Nintendo picks up that kill. Great one.
They, like I just said, both those top laners want to keep on fighting. So as long as you introduce a new party over there, then they're going to be able to get an easy gank. And since he used his flash for that kill, pays for it with his life. Clay tries to defend the tower.
Well, and that's going to be probably difficult for him. Nintendo is going to go in. He's going to knock up Zion Spartan. Thing is, they've not pulled turret aggro. There it is. And Zion just jumps into the air, drops turret aggro himself. Nintendo is going to make his way out. Really nice dive, GGU.
Both of these champions can reset tower aggro, so that's a great dive combo there. I was really worried for Claykey, and it seems rightly so. Jintei taking a good amount of harass there as the middle as well.
And that was, just really, really cool because you saw Jarvan knock them into the air. Right, he CC'd them, which is normally like, oh yeah, they pulled turret aggro, knocked them up, make them take more damage. The turret was still hitting minions at that point because they had reset the aggro so well. Echo up against Jintei in the mid lane, level 9, 95 minions. Actually, the mid lane, ironically enough, has been pretty much untouched here. These guys are holding off pretty equally on both sides. It's been the side lanes that have been really getting all the aggression.
I like how Nintendo gets the top lane the kill to even it out, and he immediately returns bottom so they can try and shove it and get the turret, except he doesn't want to shove it, so just kidding.
No, they're going to let these guys just square off 2-on-2. MRN had just recalled down to the bottom lane. We mentioned the Tristana builds. He's just picked up a Bilgewater Cutlass himself.
I would really like them to grab that early tower and get the map control so that the rest of them can start roaming, because Twitch is so good at roaming. He's probably one of the best AD carries at it. Because of that stealth, he can sneak up behind you, and nobody expects an AD carry to come out and gank you in your lane this early in the game.
Yeah, Twitch is basically the Spanish Inquisition.
+1. That's a gold star for that one.
Thank you. That's my second gold star from you. You are very kind with those.
They do have the dragon pink warded up here, so it looks like we're going to have a 5-man free dragon. There's no teleport on Viz, so they wouldn't want to contest it.
No, and they just spotted that Nintendo ran to the top lane as well. He was actually looking for another gank onto Mega, but he got him pulled down. This dragon, there's no way they contest this. I mean, unless Orianna somehow gets a miraculous steal. Nope, good smite there by Claykey. And I want to actually pull out a random aside about Claykey. So he got a really good smite steal in his very first game of the day against Curse. And the players in there, like TSM and CLG, were chilling, like talking about it, and they're like, dude, Claykey probably has the best mechanics of literally any player in LCS. Like more than you, Doubleth, more than everybody. Because the reflexes you need to play fighting games competitively are so tasking that it's like Claykey will out micromanage anybody, any of the players here.
So you're talking up the smite steals now.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to see it.
It's either Caster's Curse and they're gonna lose Baron on a steal, or Claykey will be legendary. He's like the next Cyanide.
One or the other. We do have Zion coming bottom now. So since they lost the dragon already, they want to now get that global gold back somewhere, and it looks like they're finally gonna get that turret, or at least push for it, like I was talking about in bottom.
Well, they put some... Oh, wow, there's the jump in there. Heartbeat take it. He actually flashes and catches Atomic End with the slow, which is going to let Zion Spartan actually go in. There's a Sonic Crescendo. Zion getting dropped dangerously low. Look at the pressure from Heartbeat. He picks up the kill just off a crowd control chain. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's amazing burst from Tristana. That's why he likes that champion so much. He said he loves the early laning phase and the late game. It's just that mid game. If you can bypass that mid game somehow, then that's his favorite champion in the world.
Well, the thing is, he actually is maxing explosive shot here, and one of the most recent buff we gave to Tristana was actually increasing the level up damage on explosive shot. So rank 4 of that was doing 230 damage, dropping healing by half, and it just dealt enough damage to get the kill.
Yeah, before that change, everyone would complain that she didn't have a mid game or an early game, because every other AD carry has an auto attack reset or some sort of like a buckshot from Graves to trade early, and Tristana didn't really have that ability. Now with explosive shot buff, she can trade early as well.
Yeah, everyone used to just like max rocket jump, but it put him at so much risk that you'd get counter ganked.
That's why she's known as the all-in AD carry.
Pretty much has to.
from the history, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now we see Nintendo looking for a lane gank in this top lane. It worked last time against Mega Zero.
He has his flash this time, and he may have learned his lesson from being too aggressive. Doesn't want to extend very far. He even pinged his own tower, or one of his teammates did.
Guys, I'm here. I'm just letting you know.
I'm going to go ahead and defend this.
And the thing is, Zion has a pink ward in his inventory because he knows.
That's why he pinged it. It's that one hit from dying.
And the Ganon minion is doing some damage there. It is alive for now, but a stray breeze would knock that over. I mean, there was one... Basically, they're about to lose at Jenga. There was like one block left. The next move made will make that turret die. And sure enough, it is going to go down. Mega will not defend that structure. That's going to blow up. A minion has destroyed a red turret. That's going to be number 2 here for Good Game University. They are 2-0 in turrets 14 minutes in.
Klakey comes down bottom through a lane ward, so they know that he is here right now. Don't Mash Me and Blood or Water are going to play defensively until the rest of their team arrives if they want to pull off a counter gank and catch Klakey once again, standing in the bushes, already seen out by wards.
They've got a guess in this, though. While they saw him come down, they don't know how long it's been, if he's recalled or gone back to base just yet. They know he came down, but they don't know if he's stayed.
And at this level, you just have to assume he's still there.
That's fair, and we'll see what happens. Of course, they clear out this minion wave. The next wave is going to reset. They pinged that there might have been a green ward in that brush, actually. Martin just pinged that, and look at that. GGU are sitting so far back, and Klakey D is being so patient. They do know he's still there.
Hey, you just have to assume he's still there. They can go over, drop a ward. Looks like Bloodwater will face check it.
Hey, he pops the ult from that one. He actually used the cask from Twitch. I think what he did was he tried to apply poison. Expunge would light up if there's a nearby poison target to use it on. Because it didn't apply to Klakey D because he was farther back. He didn't know he was there, and you saw Bloodwater face check.
Yep, didn't hit him with it because he was in the wrong position. Now we have Elise returning back up. So that was a big standoff, but the only outcome from that was that we blew Alistar's ultimate.
At least it's a cooldown, but... All right, let's see what these lanes have reset. 21,000 apiece, basically. Zion Spartan up against Mega Zero. Mega Zero, not much energy on himself, but he's level 11. Nice little juke there from Zion. Is going to be enough damage. Pops the ult. Look at the burst damage. Mega Zero so incredibly low. Flash, ult goes in, and Mega picks it up in the duel once again. And that is a great fight there between these assassins.
Yeah, plus the pink ward was used to try and get the kill because Zion thought he had that. So not only is he out a kill, but he's out an extra pink ward.
That's going to be a harsh place to be. This bottom lane reset a little bit. That turret, of course, still dead. GGU picked that one up earlier. Mash Me fighting up against Heartbeat. Very, very similar scores right here. 1 minion and 0 kills separate them. So they are neck and neck.
I love these mid lane wards in the lane because like we talked about so much before, this little fog of war on this side here by the river is where a lot of mid laners can hide to throw those CCs. Klakey takes a lot of damage from Nintendo.
Nintendo got a really, really good stun on him, still putting the damage output there. Here comes Orianna. He's going to flash, but here comes the repel. Is it going to be enough? Another shield comes back in. The Q comes in. Is it going to be one more shot? He EQs away with no health left. Klakey D lives.
Klakey D, and that's why it's his favorite champion. So mobile right there. He's got the dashes to get out. Very, very lucky as well, though.
Well, at least it made him survive. And the thing is, even the Lux shield timing came out. He got actually both blocks there. But here comes the pressure onto the mid turret. Nintendo looks for a stun, will not quite land it. Mega Zero is here to defend the structure. So that's not going to go down. But still, we are at 2-0 for Good Game University, looking for their first win in a very long time against MRN, who are on a bit of a streak right now. And these guys are basically tied.
Yeah, since the gold is basically tied, I have to give the advantage over to GGU. Don't Mash Me is about to finish his Infinity Edge, and Heartbeat again went with the Blade of the Ruin King build, so it is going to allow them easier dragons like this, but if it's a full-on team fight, the crits from Infinity Edge are going to be doing a lot more.
And of course, that's going to be an interesting situation when that does come out. The item not yet completed, so Marn is starting up on Dragon. They're going to initiate onto Don't Mash Me. A lot of damage coming in. The Ori ult is beautiful, but Atom again picks up Jinte. Where's the next damage coming from? It's Zion Spartan trying to run from Heartbeat. Nintendo up behind Tristana. He's actually going to run away. There's a whole bunch of kills picked up right there. Double kill for Akali, and that's a 4-for-0. GGU did not win that fight by the slightest.
Way too much burst right there from Marn. They had no chance. GGU had no chance over there for returning it. That's a free dragon, and now they have a commanding lead. That gold, the even gold at the beginning of that fight was very mistelling.
Yeah, because you just saw amazing mechanics right there, and I thought with so many assassins on that roster, Fizz and Elise, who can get supported by Orianna, they could jump in onto Mega Zero, or maybe even jump in on a Heartbeat. They just could not.
I actually, after that fight, I think I'm a fan of Heartbeat's build. I changed my mind. I like the burst. Because not only does Tristana have the rocket jump plus ultimate plus explosive shot, but if you add the active of Blade of the Ruined King onto that, you can see what it did to Don't Mash Me there. It doesn't matter now that Mash Me has his Infinity Edge. If he's going to get 100% like that at the beginning of the fight, he won't have enough time to auto-attack enough to make that difference up.
All right, so it seems like it's up to Bloodwater, that Alistair bodyguard. The big burly Minotaur, see if that can happen. Good Game University regrouping now in the mid lane, 5 strong. MRN is coming down to defend this. GGU with a lot of damage. Luxult comes down, swipes out some of the minions. Mega Zero is here as well. And it looks like the Stinger Akali presence is enough. Nope, they're okay, a little bit more damage than the turret, but they do back off.
Heartbeat's actually bottom too, so when they see him bottom, they'll probably shove in one more time and grab this.
Yeah, right now that seems to be the case, of course, with Heartbeat gone. Still, again, 5 mid for Good Game University. And I gotta say, even though they are losing in kills, they are definitely winning that turret game, which is so incredibly valuable. This third turret's going to go down. It's going to unlock a little bit of the jungle.
Achievement unlocked. All outer turrets are destroyed.
50 gamer points. Let's do this. All right, MRN regrouping in their side of the jungle. The Golem buff has respawned. Echo is there to pick this one up. Looks like that's going to go to him pretty successfully. Scumbag Heartbeat not going to steal that one away.
Not so Scumbag after all. The blue buff's so important. Every time we see Lux, you love to see them just keep constantly throwing out their skill shots to try and randomly land one of those bindings so they can do a full combo. And if you have the blue buff, it just makes you feel so much better about throwing them out on cooldown because you have so much mana regen and you're able to do it so much quicker.
Yeah, and actually I want to point out, because you mentioned potential You mentioned potential Orianna builds at the beginning of the game, and it seems though actually that Jintei is going for a bit of a carry build.
He's going damage.
He doesn't needlessly large rod there, so that's interesting. Here we go. Oh, the turret pressure now actually here for MRN. They're going to pick up their second turret themselves. Lickety immediately running away. Sona pops E, tries to get them running away, but the rest of GGU are coming by. Are they going to get up? There's... Ooh, what a good ult from Heartbeat. The dissonance came in, the headbutt, not enough.
Yeah, the Tristana jump has actually a pretty big cast time as far as jumps go. That's why a lot of people complain about her jump, because a lot of stuff that you throw at her will still connect and it ends up in a weird way. A good choice there to use the ult first. They both knock each other back and then he still has another gap closer to get away.
Alrighty, and of course with all the pressure on different sides of the map, MRN with a great split push. Mega Zero picked up the top turret, so suddenly the turret score went from 2-1 to 3-3 in just the last minute right here. MRN is now going to be holding up this mid lane. Claky D is going to farm that out. Echo and Heartbeat going to get the rest of that farm. I want to kind of recap
so many big items. I just have to say.
No, go for it, go for it.
The Hextech Gunblade plus the Death Cap. That is a huge power boost for MRN right there, but the team-oriented Locket over there on the jungler for Elise means that they will have a good answer, shielding up everybody. Hopefully Don't Mash Me won't get bursted with all the shields they have to offer.
Okay, we'll see if that pans out quite well for them. We can see sort of individual performance-wise, you kind of mentioned all the big items, and even though you're seeing 133 to 136 minions for the top lane, you look at an incomplete Lich Bane versus, as you just mentioned, that Gunblade for Akali kills meaning a whole heck of a lot. Mash Me does have his Infinity Edge that was completed a little while ago, starting up on new items himself. Just kind of looking around. I mean, all I can really say is, you know, you mentioned the big ticket items. Those are the guys who are pulling the weight here for MRN and are ahead of the competition.
So with Dragon coming up in a little bit less than 2 minutes, the next team fight is going to be really fun to watch because it seems like everybody has just thrown that League of Warmogs mentality out the window. Everyone building damage here. We see Death Caps. We see Blade of the Ruin. Oh, that's a nice ult.
Initiation from Mash Me. He's going to jump right onto Echo. Look at the damage up of it. Is it going to be enough? He flashes away. Oh, yes, they get Echo right off the bat. Mega Zero in trouble. He's going to flash the wall. Zion Spartan shows up. He puts the Ignite. There's the E. He's going to jump over to Jintei. The exhaust, though, going to keep him from doing anything. Jintei lives, and that is a 2-for-0. The Twitch Orianna initiation. Awesome.
I remember a few months ago watching a CLG scrim where they actually tried to do that. Double lift was the Twitch, I believe it was CLG, and he stealthed in there and they got everyone with the Orianna ult, but then he would get blown up. Don't Mash Me did a great job. He flashed over that wall. They initiated that right next to a wall, so after the Orianna shockwave hit, he could flash over it and continue firing. So that was just perfectly played by them. Just a little tweak on the CLG strategy that they abandoned.
That was
because Double Lift died. They abandoned
awesome.
any strategy where Double Lift dies.
And I feel like if Jungle Kale weren't banned, I think they would have run it on Nintendo so that they could have Ori-ulted and then been like, hit Twitch, psych, and then just been even trollier. But
that would be awesome. The rat in a ball with a ball.
Whoa.
Ballception.
If he was a hamster, it'd be even funnier. Give him a hamster wheel or something. Anyway, you can see these guys actually grouping back up towards their original lanes, basically. You can see MegaZero farming from the top. Flaky-D, who was camping bottom most of the time, has come to take the farm. He's like, it's like a late-game lane tax. You know, he ganked for Heartbeat so many times that he's like, look, at 25 minutes, dibs.
My favorite part about Jarvan in a lane is that his passive, every time he hits a new target, you get to hear that satisfying chunk.
Jarvan, so manly, chunks things. Flaky-D, Echo,
there's the dragon. All right, so this is going to be that exciting team fight I was talking about, and it's really going to depend on the CC because, like I said, not a lot of health being built here, so whoever gets caught with the CC first can get 100% bursted.
They're going to flash in on Jinte. Jinte flashes the wave. Zion Spartan getting caught up by MegaZero. MegaZero's going to keep chasing him down. Gets a shark onto him. Up in the top right-hand side, MegaZ, Flaky-D getting chunked down. Jinte up in there. Mashme's actually safe right now. The spray and pray going off. Heartbeat getting destroyed right now, having to run away. Atomic N gets done. Now it's Echo in the front lines. He's going to have to retreat as well. It's actually a 2-for-2 because of how much work was done by the Akali. A double kill for him. Mashme's going to find Echo. Nintendo finds the stun as well. Mashme going for the damage up, but it's going to be Nintendo jumping in there. Echo might fall, but here comes MegaZero, and they jump in on Mashme. They jump in on Bloodwater. Double kill for Tristana. Nintendo is there, finds one for himself. Now it's a 2-on-1, and the jungler for GGU is running away.
Okay, so that was MegaZero going on to Zion Spartan, and it was basically the two top laners at the back of Dragon, 1v1, heads up. MegaZero crushed Zion Spartan. He did way more damage, was able to take him out of the fight early and rejoin, but at the same time, the rest of MRN in the 4-on-4 with the other side of GGU lost. And so even though MegaZero won his 1-on-1, the rest of MRN were on retreat, and he wasn't able to come back quite in time. He does pick up the extra 2 kills. Heartbeat not being afraid this time, jumping in with both of those resets. And thank you for the replay because that's a lot of stuff that happened. I pretty much said every step though. Okay, so here, MegaZero, there we go. That's the initiator I'm talking about. He scares Zion Spartan out of the fight, and they just battle for a while, going 1v1. Meanwhile, the 4-on-4 down here is lost by the rest of MRN. You see the laser hit, but it was pretty good, and now Heartbeat's all the way out of it. Atomic gets CC'd up, so GGU are feeling pretty good right now, but on the bottom, you can't see right now, Akali, after finishing up Fizz, went and got Orianna. So now there are 2 main players out, and he's able to come in. MegaZero right there, finishing off the main target, Don't Mash Me, as Heartbeat jumps in for the kill secure and the double hop to get that kill. Nintendo finishing up Echo means that it wasn't a huge win since it was a 4-4-3. Yes.
Yeah, and actually the funny thing too was you saw Bodyguard Bloodwater actually basically stop Akali twice. He headbutted the first dash, he pulverized the second dash, but
she has too many answers.
Yeah, you mentioned Fearless Heartbeat just jumped on top of Twitch and made that kill happen. So again, very interesting fight. We can see the lanes resetting once more. MRN did get the dragon off of that one, as you guys might have seen. 3-3 in turrets, though. Only +3 in kills. This game is still very, very close. And we're going to see what happens. Of course, GGU University did not have a very good week so far. They're close in this game that they could turn their fates around.
I feel like the little initiate with the Twitch with the ball was kind of a gimmick, and since MRN have seen it now, it'd be very dangerous to try and pull that again. You can't do that in a full-on 5-on-5 team fight because you're putting Twitch right in the middle. You can only really do that when you're trying to catch someone out with this team comp. Like you said, maybe if they had Kale to back it up, they could initiate a 5-on-5 with that, but as it is, he'll just get exploded.
I'm trying to think about it, because like I want it to work again because it was so awesome and cheesy. Like Mashme went both Ghost and Flash. So like with the Ghost, I feel like he's actually going to be able to stealth into those even more and find even more of those engagements.
That's why it has to be a catch, though.
Well,
yeah.
No, it has to be a catch, you're right. I mean, his Flash at least is up, so they have the potential to look for it, I guess. Yeah, we'll see if MRN can react to that one, of course. Bloodwater with an Oracles, sweeping out a lot of wards, so even if MRN wanted to pink to like look for the Twitch initiates, the wards are constantly getting swept out by the support of Bloodwater's Alistair, so... of course, Mashme now in this bottom lane has picked up a Phantom Dancer for himself, so he's now got 2 big-ticket items. We'll see how that pans out for him. Echo in the mid lane trying to farm out. Heartbeat, Flaky-D taking some as well. Of course, we've seen MegaZero be a huge terror. He's now picked up a Zhonya's Hourglass as well, so he's allowed to be even more fearless on that Ninja.
The Oracle's pickup is actually good for 2 reasons, because they do have stealth over there. You can see MegaZero when he tries to go Shroud. Atomic's got it. He can see Twitch when he comes in invisible. So both teams really actually would make great use of oracles. They both have them. So everyone with such low health bars means that, again, whoever gets in the bad spot first is probably going to be bursted.
It's going to be a scary situation. Mashmi goes in for a slow, lands a little bit there. Zion Spartan's in the front, goes for the Shark. He lands it onto Echo. This could be the initiation. Pops Barry, who's going to jump right in. Actually jumps back as well. 4-on-4. Claky D pops his ult and doesn't get to do much with it. They're all going to group right back up. Sorry, 5-on-5. No major kills have happened, but a couple of ults are on cooldown.
As long as they still have that Sona crescendo, the team fight for MRN is just fine. Oh, the laser!
Oh, wow, the burst on Mashmi. Megazero picks that one up, and that's going to start things out at a 5 versus 4. Jinte, Bloodwater running away. Light Binding does land. Will they go in on the tanky Alistair? Not too terribly much, but his ult is now on cooldown and is now timed out. Zion Spartan gets caught. Will they dive in? Yes, Megazero will. Look at the burst on him. That's one kill picked up. Mega, he pops Zonia's, will live for now. Tristana jumps in. Bloodwater, one more attack. That's a kill picked up. Is Heartbeat going to be fearless this time? No. He's going to not dive into the base. Same thing from against TSM, but a 3 for 0. Great pickup for Marn.
Look at Megazero's life. He's fearless. I really like that no one built health since there's assassins on both teams. And this is just like the best game for assassins because every single target they can burst down. You saw Lux was able to catch someone out, get him low. She wasn't able to finish him off, but Megazero doesn't hesitate at all, dives right in there, able to take out Domashmi at the beginning of that fight. And once you have no Twitch, there's really not going to be an answer from GGU, and so they're able to pull out with that.
And I'm trying to think about back to the TSM Vulcan game where they were fighting against a Lux with a long-range hyper carry as their AD. And it was like they basically waited until Chaos got to 7-item Cogma to turn things around and said, yeah, you've got to wait till you get the magic resist, you get the Negatron cloak, you upgrade it to Quicksilver Sash, and from there you'll be a little bit more immune to this Lux damage. But for now, definitely GGU are in a very rough situation for themselves.
Still no giant spells on the field over here. And I just have to say, that makes me like Heartbeat's build even more, because he went with the bursty build, getting that active with Blade of the Ruined King first. When everyone has such low HP, it's not quite as effective for the passive.
Yeah.
But when they're 100%ing someone, having just that extra active for that little, even 150 damage does kind of make sense. Now he's got crit with his Infinity Edge too, so he's got plenty of answers. If someone does start building HP, then he'll be able to take advantage of that early blade he built.
He's definitely rounded out his build quite nicely. He's about 1,700 gold up on Don't Mash Me, so a free Zeal and a little bit more for that one. You can see the rundown of the gold right there. 3 members of Team Marn have over 10,000 gold, one of them cresting 12k. On the other side for Good Game University, only 2 at 10,000, the other at 8,000. They're the top laner, so you're seeing a number of gold deficits. Red Team immediately eviscerates Dragon. They are still completely in control. Marn are having a good game so far.
Yeah, and basically Marn is just, their team is just wait for Lux to catch somebody, and then they have everyone can follow up with that. We have Tristana, even their AD carry could jump all in with that. We have Megazero and Claky. They will not hesitate to dive on anyone who gets caught out. So it's really going to be on Bloodwater with that Alistar to get a good headbutt pulverize on whoever the target they're diving is. If he can defend that target for even a few seconds in this game with everyone building damage means everything.
And we'll see if that ends up being the case. Clicky D having to get away from that one. Zion Spartan's going to pop the ult. Flash used to get away. So certainly GGU is still very fearsome. The team having to run away from the initiation there. Not too many summoner spells burned on GGU's side. Just one ultimate cooldown, really. See what they're looking for. The red buff has respawned. Mashmi's going to pick that one up for himself. Looks for a bit of damage. Isn't going to find... Well, we'll see what he finds in the team fight ultimately. GGU. Going to see what they want to wait for. Looking for, I guess, Zonia's Hourglass next up on Zion Spartan. They've got some more items finished up on Jinte. He's now got, actually, the Leandri's Torment. So they are still scaling up through this game.
Yeah, and I really like this Oracle's buy on Megazero. Even before Sona's Oracle has run out, he wants to be able to kill Twitch 100%. He doesn't want any delay. If there's something that happens where Twitch gets his stealth off, he still wants to be able to follow up with that. So having an Oracle's on your main diving champion is a huge boon for them right now.
And of course, Marn right now are just starting up on Baron Nashor. They have wards with this already. Good Game University does not know for certain, but they are going to check this one out. Elise is leading the charge. Baron down below half health, getting dangerously low. Claky D, I said he could outsmite anyone. Is it going to be the case? He does pick that one up. Nintendo going to get chunked pretty low. Bloodwater down below half. Heartbeat in the background. Who's going to go down first? It's going to be Jinte, but it's going to be a quick trade as Clanky D has gone down. Zion Spartan in the back. Heartbeat looking for a chase down. Only Zion Spartan and Bloodwater are alive. Looks like that Fizz is going to survive this battle, but it was a 3-for-1.
Really nice Baron right there, and you have to say the speed they can do it, that Blade of the Ruin King. I keep coming back to it because Cutie Pie for a while there was saying, yeah, it's the best, and everyone thought he was trolling. Maybe he was trolling. Heartbeat seems to be the only one rushing that item so far.
No, and at least it's working for his team.
Maybe we'll see a lot in solo queue now.
We may, of course. It is getting popular a little bit. It's actually kind of funny because this is going to get brought to solo queue. AP Turn was brought from solo queue.
Yeah, see, even the pros will take a few tips from solo queue.
And there we go. Zion Spartan going to look to try to defend this next. Oh my gosh, Chunk below half health. His Zonius is off. Oh, and the Lux ult takes that one perfectly timed. It's going to be the second Nexus turret. That is going to be MRN taking up another win here in the LCS over Good Game University.
3-game streak right there for MRN. Not too shabby.
No, they're doing absolutely excellently.